Hello, everyone. Welcome to QNAP live show. I'm your host today, Sam. And today we're talking about our system kernel, which is the core system of our QTS system. And the revealing of the high performance system, we have our PM, Ken. And he's very experienced in the system kernel, and he will show us what is kernel. If you also don't understand what kernel is like me, and why you have to choose QNAP NAS. Is that any other reasons related to our kernel system, or is there anything that we do to the kernel system? So welcome, Ken. And today I believe that you will show our customers and our audience a very clear and easy to understand explanation to this topic, because basically the kernel is somehow more big technical. So if you are also like me, I'm just maybe a normal user, average user, home user, you might not understand fully what is kernel and why kernel is so important. So Ken, it's a very big job.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Ken. Today I'm gonna to introduce what is our QTS kernel and why we need to do the kernel upgrade. Yeah. So let's see our agenda today.
Okay, so let's switch to the PowerPoint, and we can take a sneak peek into our high performance NAS operating system. So the agenda today, we have QTS, which is the most important part, and then we will talk about the Linux, the kernel, Linux kernel, and then we will describe some history of our kernel, QTS kernel, and then we will talk about the major features of the kernel. Okay, yeah. So we start from the first. Basically, as I've known that there are a lot of brands in the market for NAS, but some is famous for the looks, and some is famous maybe for the CPU value is very high, and some is very good in the function. So when choosing a NAS which is suitable for you, what do we have to consider? And what do we have to know while choosing NAS?
Okay. Actually, when everyone when they choose how to choose to buy a NAS, then they'll consider about the cost. They may consider about the functionality, like what kind of application which they want to use. And also some of the people, they care about the performance. Some like maybe the high-end series maybe a good performance, and some like maybe low-end series maybe only suitable performance for some application. And also some people will care about the support. Then a lot of people, they don't know like what is kernel version and why kernel upgrade is very important. So today I'm gonna to describe what is kernel and why kernel upgrade is very important for our QNAP NAS.
Okay, so and speaking of support, QNAP, we support a full function of we have a support team. If you want to know more about that, you can check our video last week. Okay, so we just keep on going. What is the value of system upgrades?
Okay, for the customer, actually the system upgrade for the people who already bought our NAS, it's just only we always provide some good function or new function for them. So it's a kind of assurance for them to buy a good to buy our QNAP NAS, then they get a good upgrade for our NAS. And also some of the people, they bought our NAS for their own development. So system kernel upgrade is very important for them, because if for some of the kernel we need to update to the latest because of some bug or some new function. So if they are using for the software development, they may care about the system upgrade.
Yes.
And for system itself, as you know, like our QTS is using the Linux kernel, and it may enhance the performance for the security reason and for some major bug fix. And also, we also, if you have like the new hardware, we need to update the kernel to get the new support for it, and also the stability. Then for our for our own brand, for our QNAP, we only the good brand for our customer, for them to buy our NAS only. Yeah.
So, for example, sometimes I will buy some technical hardware to use with my computer or my other like technical products, electric products. And when I install that the driver of the things I bought, and the window will pop out and said you need to use the operating system at least in which version. If your operating system not reach that version, you cannot use our products. Is that the reason that I'm not upgrading the kernel, or
that one is for the Windows based. For the Linux, mostly like the kernel itself need to support the new hardware. Otherwise, the manufacturer need to like at least porting the new driver for your new device. Yeah, it's a bit different. Yeah.
Okay.
Then we switch to next slide. We're talking about like why the people need to update the system kernel. Okay, for as I mentioned before, like QNAP always develop some new feature.
Yes.
So some of the feature may need the new kernel to support. So the our new function need to if we want to provide the user some new function, so that function may need to update our system kernel.
Yes.
And also the kernel is very important. Is in charge of to handle the hardware, so the stability of the hardware is very important for some new kernel update. And also for some use for some performance, they may increase the performance of the system kernel.
Okay.
And also the driver. The driver is to handle the hardware, so it's very important to update the system kernel. And also the stability of the system. The system is like Windows or like some other Mac. You always update those type of system to get the system stability, and also some major security fix. Yeah, that's why we need to update our system kernel for some of the reasons. Yeah.
Because like technology is increasing every day, and if we still using the original system, maybe we cannot support all the other functions.
Yeah.
So that is why upgrading the system kernel is very important for us to fit all the other new functions.
If we want to provide some new function, we definitely need to do that. Yeah.
So we kept talking about kernel. Where is kernel? Like we never see kernel when I'm using my computer or maybe using cell phone or other electric products. So where is kernel? Where it hides? So let's take a look at our basic components of a NAS. Like we have hardware, accessories, and cloud service, mobile apps and utilities, and so many different kinds of applications which are very useful. And that is all surrounded by the QTS, which is our operating system, right? But still, we don't see kernel. So where is kernel? Let's take a look at this.
Okay. As you know, like as the previous slide, there when you bought NAS, you have the operating system, you have the hardware itself, you have some accessory like network card or what is graphic card, and also some mobile app or application. So it's all surrounded in our QTS system. So for the next slide, you will know like, so what is QTS system? QTS system is a bunch of application which is surrounded by a lot of applications. That in the middle itself is called QTS kernel.
Like the heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
So QTS kernel, we are using the Linux kernel. So it's very important for us to know like where is located. You can see in this graph, all you can allow is a storage manager, the files management, and backup or network, or a lot of different applications allowed in QTS kernel. So for the next slide, we'll talk about what is kernel. As you know, like at the top is called application. Application layer is like file system, file station or video station. Those are how you use the
like we can download.
Download station. Then if you want to access this application, is you need to go through the system kernel. So because when you bought a NAS, it's the hardware. How you handle the hardware is all go through by the system kernel. So the system kernel need to handle the CPU, the memory, the disk, the network, and devices. Yeah.
So it's like it's like a bridge for application and hardware to connect to each other. And make it work.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. So in this graph, you will know the structure of the kernel. So as I mentioned before, at the top layers, application level, normally we in technical speak we call it user space program. Then in the kernel itself, there's one single unique layer called system call interface, which is let the application to communicate with the kernel itself. Then in this kernel, they have like some of the major subsystems, such as process scheduler, which can talk with the CPU, and the IPC, inter-process communication. This is didn't handle any hardware, and later I will describe what is IPC, and also the memory manager, which handle the memory, and the VFS, a virtual file system, which handle the device manager and this and other device, the I/O device, and the last one is network. Okay. So this is the 5 major subsystems. Called the first one called process scheduler, which handle the CPU, memory manager, and network. Then very important one is called visual file system, which handle the variety hardware device such as hard drive, the keyboard, mouse that have I/O device, and IPC is the inter-process communication, which didn't handle any hardware. It's only let the subsystem to communicate to each other. Yeah.
So basically, normally we won't see the UI of all the 5 subsystems, right? No matter it's on NAS or on any other.
It's just communicate the layer between the hardware and the system itself.
So this is all like coded by RD
department. No, actually, this is the open source device.
Open source.
It's developed by a lot of different people.
Okay. So unless we are in this field, we
are using it, and some of the driver is provided by the manufacturer itself.
So for the 5 subsystems, in which you will like explain more to us.
I will introduce some of one of the important module called process scheduler, which is to handle the CPU. As you see in this graph, there's also one system called interface to communicate with the OS service. Then in the middle, you can see the scheduling policy, which is like to schedule what kind of task need to go inside to the hardware CPU to process. This is scheduling policy is control which task, the schedule of the task. Then the architecture specified schedule is a specified task which can process. Then for the next slide, you can see the VSS. It's very important. It's called visual file system. Also have one layer called system call interface, communicate with the application or user space itself. And you can see they have the logic system, the device independent interface, and also a very important called device driver. Because in the kernel itself, a lot of usage is controlled by the device driver. For example, the SATA card or those type of I/O device, you need a driver to let the hardware to run. Then for the next one, I will introduce how to upgrade the system kernel. There are 2 major types how we update the system kernel. First is called full update. For example, right now the current version is 3.12, and we do the full upgrade to 4.2. Then this is called the full upgrade. Then for the next type is called selective update. For example, the current version is 3.12, but we need to have some to support the new driver or new card, or for example, if we want to support a new graphic card, but those driver only support in 3. For example 4.2, but sometimes we need to let that driver can run in 3.12. We need to run the backporting to let this hardware can run on our current version. And for some current version, we also do some like patching. Because they keep up release some new patch for security reason or for some performance tuning. Then we also do some patching for the current version. Yeah.
Like full upgrade, we just click and next, and it's done.
Actually, not like that.
Not like this,
yeah, because our RD need to build those new kernel 4.2 to our QTS. So for the user itself, they just update the QTS. Yeah, you may get the new kernel update. Yeah.
So this we are talking about kernel, not the QTS.
Yeah, not QTS.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So this like 3.12.6 or 4.2.8, that is the version of kernel.
Yeah.
Okay. And the selective so that is all like
so now in kernel upgrade.
And
nothing about the QTS version. Yeah.
So when we release the newer QTS version, we have already done the full upgrade or the selective upgrade for our user.
Yeah.
So user don't have to worry about which they have to choose.
They just click
next, and it's done. Like what I just done.
Okay.
Okay, understand.
So this is the process how our RT to do the kernel update. First, we need to select what kind of kernel version we need to update. Then they start do some development. After that, they run our QA team run the test and to see if they have any work or not or some bug. Then go back to our develop team to do some adjustment and also to do some porting. Then after the QA pass the certificate, pass the QA test, then we just release it to public. Then this is a kind of a cycle. And after we release the new kernel to public, then our development team will keep watching the next release version. Yeah.
So if the test is not passed, we will just keep it in the development.
Yeah.
And when the kernel is related to our QTS.
Yeah.
So when we release the newer version, I think it's the newer QTS version, right?
Yeah.
And when the newer QTS version is releasing, all the applications can all fit the new QTS version, right?
Yeah, of course. Because our QA test need to test all the application can run properly on our new QTS version.
So after we've done all the tests and we make sure the applications are workable, so we will release the new QTS version.
Yeah.
So like me, I don't really understand what kernel is and how important the kernel is, but I do know one thing, that QNAP will help all the users to upgrade the necessary kernel version into the QTS version, and then we will have full test of the application compatibility and QTS system compatibility. And when everything is done, we will just release it into the application center. We just let you to download it and to use it. So whenever there are newer version, I think all the users just download and don't worry about because in my personal life, I'm using a well-known brand smartphone, and sometimes the smartphone company will release a newer version, like the firmware or something. But sometimes the newer version, when it comes out, it cause a very big disaster, like the battery will just die very quick or some other thing will happen. that is the problem that maybe, I think that is the problem that maybe their development team or their RD team did not do the whole test and release the new version.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Normally, like when we release especially for the new kernel upgrade, we run a lot of this kind of tests to make sure the application is run properly on our new kernel. Yeah. Let's see. Talk about the history of our QTS kernel. As you know, X70 series is our old series is published in 2014, and at the beginning we released is we are using the kernel 3.4. Then we keep updated to the latest one is 4.3, or right now we are using the 4.2. In this table you will see like if you buy this kind of like series in the like maybe how many years? 5 years ago. Right now we still keep upgrade the new kernel, also the QTS for the user to install. And for the next slide, this is our latest model, like for 82 or 8577 series. We all use the same kernel version, and we also keep evaluate for the next kernel version. Yeah.
So we have kept upgrading the kernel version into our QTS.
Yeah, but we will see like this NAS itself is suitable for the new kernel or not. If not, we just only update the patch.
Okay.
Yeah, we not fully update. For example, our previous slide, that one series is 20X series. We only update the patch. We didn't update the full obedience, do the full upgrade for the kernel.
So that's the backporting you mentioned.
No, we only did the patch. Yeah. So, because that series the performance is not same as 86 series. So it's different. We only update the security patching.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after all the versions of kernel we have updated, so let's take a look at what function that we have made while upgrading.
Yeah. In the previous, as you know, we have the Intel series, the Blastwell, Skylake, Apollo Lake. When we develop this kind of new hardware platform, we may consider about to update the kernel version to support this kind of series. And also, as you know, in our 77 series, we support the NVIDIA graphic card. Then we may need the NVIDIA driver to run properly on our QTS. So we may need to update the system kernel to let the driver can run properly on our QTS. And another major function is our QTS. Yeah, QTS is one of our QNAP famous storage management system, and we also upgrade the system kernel in order to provide this good function for our user. And for the next one is storage management. For example, we do the cache and pool architecture enhancement, we block device stability enhancement, and the storage start performance optimization. These all due to the system kernel update. Okay, for the next slide, we are talking about the visual file system. You know, our QTS is using the ext4. So we do a lot of major fix by using the kernel update or patching to run to let the ext4 to run property in our QTS. And for the networks, for example, we provide the Wi-Fi driver such as Asoros 9 or 10K or Asoros 10K. We provide one application for our user. It's called wireless AP station. So we need the people can install the PCIe network card to use this function. So we need to update the system kernel or driver. And also we enhance the network transfer performance because by using the kernel update. And the last one is very important application called visualization station. Then, as you know, it's very famous in our QTS, and they have two major functions. one is called KVM acceleration, and another one is GPU pass-through. The GPU pass-through is let the people using to insert the graphic card,
then to external graphic card,
external PCIe graphic card, then to let this graphic card pass to the VM, to let that VM using the graphic. So in this moment, we think about our development need to update the system kernel in order to provide this function to our user.
Okay, so what is KVM acceleration?
KVM is the VM to let the the visualization level based on the KVM, so to let the speed more faster.
Yeah. Okay, so in the last slide we have seen Q-tier, like this one Q-tier. We have another video talking about Q-tier. So if you want to know more about Q-tier, which can separate your data in your NAS and make you have a better experience of the saving and loading process. So if you want to know more, you can just check our Q-tier introduction video. Okay, so these 6 functions are what we have made since the kernel keep upgrading.
Actually, this only some of the function kernel. We have
it's not full function, right?
We did a lot of like good like kernel update or patching. This I only list some of the major to let the people know like why we need to do this kernel update. This is some of the feature we have done before, but for our kernel update, we definitely did a lot of like a lot of major different function. Yeah, other than these 6. Yeah.
Okay, so now we have the kernel version at 4.2.8. Yeah, and after all this upgrading has been done, we are still developing like new kernel, right?
In this year, right now our development team still doing the construction to update the new kernel. Right now they are still importing the new kernel, and probably in this third quarter we will release the new kernel to our user to let our user enjoy the new kernel update.
Okay, so I think that is all the information we are bringing to our audience today.
Yeah.
And so now we know that why the kernel is very important, because technology is growing faster and faster every day. So no matter what electric products we are using now, the brains can be mentioned as the kernel. Yeah. So we have to upgrade the brains so we can catch up the newer and newer electric products, because we don't know what will happen if there's a new function or new product coming out to the public. So we will keep develop the new kernel, and then we will upgrade our new QTS version to all the users around the world. So let's get back to life. And this is the information we are bringing to you, the unveiling to the high performance QTS and system kernel. And we hope you like our video. And if you have any question, you can just drop your question as a post, and we will reply you ASAP. So if you like our video, please give us a like, and you can just follow our channel. We will bring you more and more information of our QNAP NAS, and maybe some is useful for like normal user, and some is for R&D department or like technical person. And tomorrow we will talk about other special features is our container station. So thank you for your watching today, and thank you, Ken, for coming for all the like, oh my god, so hard for me. Okay, so QNAP live show, we will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.